Welcome to Outdoor Oasis Ideas. Today, we'll be exploring classic garden design ideas that include a lush green lawn framed by blooming flower borders and charming fencing. With a thoughtful layout and the right plant choices, any yard can be transformed into a welcoming, colorful landscape that feels timeless yet refreshing. A vibrant lawn and well-placed flower borders create a classic foundation for any garden. Whether your goal is to have a place for entertaining, a play area for family, or simply a beautiful view from your window, combining green grass with carefully curated flower beds can make a backyard truly feel like an oasis. Let's dive into practical tips on lawn care, choosing flowering plants, and designing borders that enhance the overall look of your garden. A successful garden layout starts with a balance between open lawn spaces and colorful borders. When designing a garden that includes a lawn, think about the size and shape that will suit the space and your needs. Larger yards might have a central lawn with surrounding flower borders, while smaller yards may benefit from a more compact lawn with borders that hug the edges to maximize space. Curved borders create a soft, natural flow that complements the lawn's green expanse. These rounded shapes feel inviting and add depth to the garden, drawing the eye toward the flower beds. Straight borders, on the other hand, give a more formal, structured look, especially when paired with a classic picket or lattice fence. For a harmonious balance, consider how the lines of the lawn and borders connect to each other and how they lead visitors through the garden space. Create zones by combining the lawn and flower borders with other elements, such as pathways, seating areas, or small garden structures. Pathways made of stone or gravel can separate the lawn from the flower beds, adding definition and functionality. Stone or gravel paths also help protect the grass by directing foot traffic, keeping your lawn lush and healthy. The lawn is often the focal point in a garden landscape, and a healthy green lawn adds both beauty and functionality. Start by selecting a grass variety suited to your climate, soil type, and the amount of sunlight your yard receives. For cooler climates, fescue and Kentucky bluegrass are popular choices, providing dense, resilient coverage. In warmer areas, Bermuda grass or zoysia are excellent options that tolerate heat and dry conditions. preparing the soil is essential for a thriving lawn. A healthy lawn starts with aerated, nutrient-rich soil, which allows water and nutrients to reach grass roots more effectively. Aerating your lawn once a year, typically in early spring or fall, prevents soil compaction and encourages strong root growth. After aerating, apply a quality lawn fertilizer that provides balanced nutrients for sustained growth and a rich green color. Watering deeply but infrequently helps roots grow deeper, making the lawn more drought-tolerant. Water early in the morning to minimize evaporation and prevent fungal issues that can arise from wet grass at night. Mowing regularly, but not too short, will keep the lawn looking neat while maintaining its health. For most grasses, mowing to a height of about 2 to 3 inches provides a lush look without stressing the plants. Leaving the clippings on the lawn after mowing adds organic matter back into the soil, enriching it over time. Flower borders add color, texture, and seasonal interest to the garden, enhancing the lawn and bringing structure to the landscape. When choosing plants for flower borders, consider a mix of perennials, annuals, and flowering shrubs for a garden that feels dynamic and full of life. Perennials provide reliable blooms year after year, while annuals can be swapped out each season for fresh colors. Tall, structured plants like foxgloves, delphiniums, and hollyhocks add height, and serve as a backdrop in deeper flower beds. These plants draw the eye upward, adding layers of interest that make borders feel lush and complete. Mid-height plants, such as daisies, coneflowers, and salvias, fill in the middle layer, adding bursts of color and texture. For the front of the border, low-growing plants like alyssum, creeping thyme, and dianthus create a soft, finished edge that visually ties the border to the lawn. Consider the color palette of your flower borders. Cool colors like blues, purples, and whites create a tranquil, soothing effect that contrasts beautifully with green grass. Warmer colors like reds, oranges, and yellows add energy and vibrancy, especially when planted in sunlit areas. Harmonizing the colors in each layer of the border creates a cohesive look, while contrasting colors add excitement and draw attention. Flowering shrubs anchor the flower borders, adding structure, texture, and seasonal beauty. Hydrangeas, with their large, lush blooms, make a striking addition to any border, available in shades of blue, pink, and white that complement most garden color schemes. Roses add timeless charm and fragrance, particularly varieties that bloom continuously through the season. For a unique touch, consider shrub roses that require less maintenance and fit naturally into mixed borders. For year-round interest, evergreens like boxwoods or dwarf holly provide steady greenery and act as a backdrop for seasonal blooms. Compact evergreens create a well-defined edge for flower borders, making them look tidy and organized even in winter. Shrubs like spear at Weigela and forsythia offer stunning spring and summer blooms, while their foliage adds texture to the garden in fall. Incorporating flowering shrubs that change with the seasons brings depth and visual interest throughout the year. Spring blooming shrubs create excitement after winter, while summer blooms add color during the warmest months. Fall foliage from shrubs like burning bush or sumac adds a final burst of color before winter, ensuring the garden remains engaging in every season. Fencing adds structure, privacy, and a sense of enclosure to a garden. A classic picket fence pairs beautifully with a green lawn and flower borders, creating a timeless cottage-style look that feels inviting and charming. Lattice fences offer a more open look, providing structure while allowing glimpses of the landscape beyond. For those seeking a more natural look, consider hedges as a living fence. Boxwood, privet, and yew make excellent hedges, creating a dense green backdrop that complements the garden while adding privacy. Mixed hedges with flowering plants, such as lilac or viburnum, add seasonal interest and soften the lines of the garden. Fences can also be adorned with climbing plants like clematis, jasmine, or roses, which add vertical interest and soften the appearance of wood or metal structures. Climbing roses with fragrant blooms add romance and charm, particularly around entryways or along pathways. Clematis offers colorful flowers in various shades and combines well with roses or other climbers for a layered look. Pathways not only guide visitors through the garden, but also define spaces, protect the lawn, and add texture. Gravel paths have a rustic charm that works well in cottage-style gardens, while stone paths lend a natural elegance that complements formal and informal landscapes alike. Flagstone paths provide a wide, stable surface for high-traffic areas and blend naturally with lawns and flower borders. To soften the look of paths, plant low-growing ground covers like creeping thyme, chamomile, or ajuga along the edges. These plants fill gaps, adding color and fragrance as you walk through the garden. For a formal touch, line pathways with neatly trimmed boxwoods or lavender, which adds structure and fragrance, guiding visitors toward the focal points in the garden. Consider using pathway lighting to extend enjoyment into the evening. Low-voltage lights along the path not only illuminate the way, but also highlight the garden's beauty at night. Spotlights on larger plants or trees add drama, creating a magical ambience that allows the garden to be appreciated after sunset. Maintenance is key to keeping both the lawn and flower borders looking their best. Regular watering, weeding, and feeding are essential, particularly during the growing season. Mulching flower beds with organic mulch, like bark or compost, helps retain moisture, suppress weeds, and improve soil structure. Mulch also creates a clean, finished look, making flower borders stand out against the green lawn. Deadheading spent blooms in flower borders encourages plants to continue flowering and prevents self-seeding. Pruning shrubs and perennials keeps them healthy and within their designated spaces, maintaining the tidy structure of the garden. Fertilizing the lawn and garden beds in early spring and again in midsummer ensures that plants and grass have the nutrients they need for robust growth. In the fall, prepare the garden for winter by clearing away dead plants, trimming back perennials, and fertilizing the lawn. Raking fallen leaves off the lawn prevents mold and keeps the grass healthy, while adding leaves to compost or mulching them into garden beds provides nutrients for the next season. Winter is also a great time to plan any additions or changes for the coming year, allowing the garden to evolve over time. A beautiful lawn is often the heart of a garden landscape, and establishing a healthy, lush lawn requires the right preparation and care. Start by evaluating the soil quality in the area you'll be planting. Lawns thrive in loamy, well-draining soil rich in organic matter. If your soil is compacted, heavy clay, or sandy, consider adding compost or other organic amendments to improve its structure. When seeding or laying sod, timing is crucial. Cool season grasses, such as Kentucky bluegrass and fescue, do best when planted in early fall or spring, while warm season grasses, like Bermuda and zoysia, thrive when planted in late spring to early summer. For new lawns, opt for seed or sod depending on your timeline and budget. Sod offers instant results but comes at a higher cost, while seed allows for a broader selection of grass varieties and can be more budget-friendly. Regular lawn maintenance includes proper mowing, watering, and fertilization. When mowing, keep the grass height around 2.5 to 3 inches for most grasses. Taller grass retains more moisture, shades out weeds, and is less susceptible to stress. Mow frequently enough to remove no more than a third of the grass height at a time, as removing too much can shock the plants. Watering deeply once or twice a week encourages roots to grow deeper, which makes the lawn more resilient to drought. Early morning watering helps prevent disease by allowing the lawn to dry out during the day. Avoid shallow, frequent watering as it encourages shallow root growth and can lead to a weaker lawn over time. Fertilizing in spring and fall gives your grass the nutrients it needs for growth and root development. Use a balanced, slow-release fertilizer for steady nourishment, and consider adding an iron supplement in summer to enhance the lawn's rich green color. Keep in mind that different grass types have varying fertilizer needs, so it's beneficial to choose products tailored to your specific grass type. flower borders are the perfect complement to a green lawn, providing color, texture, and seasonal interest. When designing flower borders, consider a mix of perennials, annuals, bulbs, and flowering shrubs for a dynamic display that evolves with each season. For spring color, plant bulbs like tulips, daffodils, and crocuses, which bloom early and add cheer to the garden after winter. Layer these bulbs under perennials or shrubs that leaf out later in spring, creating a succession of blooms that keeps the garden interesting as the season progresses. During summer, a mix of flowering perennials like black-eyed Susans, salvia, and echinacea brings warmth and vitality. These plants attract pollinators like bees and butterflies, adding life and movement to the borders. Interplant annuals like petunias, marigolds, and cosmos to fill gaps and provide a burst of color that lasts until fall. Annuals can be easily swapped out each year, allowing you to change your color palette and refresh the garden. Fall is a time for rich, warm tones. Plants like chrysanthemums, asters, and ornamental grasses add seasonal charm as they transition to gold, red, and purple hues. Ornamental grasses like switchgrass or fountain grass provide texture and softness with their feathery plumes, which look stunning when backlit by the autumn sun. Grasses also add movement, swaying gently in the breeze and creating a calming effect in the garden. In winter, evergreens like dwarf pines, hollies, or junipers provide steady green color, maintaining structure and visual interest even in colder months. Evergreens create a lush backdrop for flower borders, especially when paired with winter blooming plants like hellebores or the unique bark of red-twigged dogwood, which brings a pop of color against snow or frost. paths and edges define the garden's layout, creating a sense of order and leading visitors through different areas. Edging along borders gives the garden a polished look, helping separate flower beds from the lawn and preventing grass from creeping into planting areas. For a classic formal look, consider edging borders with low hedges like boxwood or lavender. Boxwoods can be trimmed into neat, compact shapes, creating a defined boundary that contrasts with the softer textures of flowers and grasses. Lavender offers a fragrant, informal edge that attracts pollinators and adds a touch of cottage garden charm. Stone or brick edging is another option that brings texture and durability. Stone edging blends well with naturalistic gardens, while brick adds a warm, traditional feel, particularly when paired with a gravel or stone path. Lining the path with low-growing flowers or ground covers, such as creeping thyme, sweet alyssum or ajuga, creates a soft transition from path to border. For pathways, natural materials like gravel, flagstone, or wood chips offer an informal, rustic appeal that complements lush, layered gardens. Gravel paths are especially useful as they're easy to install, drain well, and suit a variety of garden styles. Flagstone paths provide a stable surface, making them ideal for high-traffic areas or main walkways that connect seating areas or patios. Incorporating stepping stones or irregularly spaced pavers adds a whimsical, inviting feel, encouraging exploration as visitors step from stone to stone. Surround stepping stones with ground covers or small flowering plants to create a seamless integration with the lawn and borders. Vertical elements add height and dimension to the garden, making the space feel more enclosed and immersive. Climbing plants like roses, clematis, and wisteria bring color and fragrance to vertical structures, creating a romantic, layered look that complements the rest of the landscape. Trellises or arbors placed at the entry to the garden, along fences, or within borders provide support for climbers while framing views or creating cozy garden rooms. A trellis covered in climbing roses can serve as a stunning backdrop for the lawn, drawing attention to the color and structure of the blooms. Clematis, with its wide variety of colors and shapes, combines beautifully with roses or other shrubs, weaving between branches and adding pops of color throughout the season. Wisteria, with its cascading purple or white blooms, is a striking choice for larger structures, especially when trained over an arbor or pergola. Its hanging clusters create a dreamy, shaded area, making it perfect for a seating nook or entryway. Smaller climbers like jasmine or honeysuckle can be used on shorter trellises, adding fragrance and texture without overwhelming the space. Adding plants that change with the seasons creates a landscape that feels alive and evolving throughout the year. For example, consider spring blooming bulbs like daffodils, tulips, and hyacinths that bring early color and transition smoothly into summer perennials and annuals. Summer blooming plants like dahlias, geraniums, and phlox provide sustained color and fill out the borders, while late-season bloomers like asters and sedum extend the flowering season into fall. Sedum, with its thick, succulent leaves and clustered blooms, adds unique texture and color, transitioning from green to pink or red as tourists cool. For fall, plants with vibrant foliage, such as maple trees, burning bush, and ornamental grasses, bring warm tones to the garden. Ornamental grasses add a dramatic, feathery texture that moves with the wind, while shrubs like burning bush offer bright red leaves that stand out against evergreen backdrops. In winter, evergreens and plants with interesting bark or berries, such as hollies, winterberry, and red-twigged dogwood, keep the garden visually engaging. Winterberry's red berries provide a striking contrast against the snow, while red-twigged dogwood adds a pop of color that stands out even in the bare winter landscape. Thank you for watching Outdoor Oasis Ideas. We hope these ideas inspire you to transform your garden into a space that's as beautiful as it is functional. Happy gardening, and we'll see you in the next video.